Hello, YouTube fans. This is TheSkullKlown. I'm not going to be here for that long. Let me change the lighting real quick. I want to talk about Square Enix a little bit, like I've done plenty of times. So let me see here. Okay, okay. I think would be good. So actually, yeah, we could do that. We could do this here. So, anyways, so you guys can see more clearly of me. But moving on. Um, if okay, I want to be more specific with this because if I say that do not get modern games for Square Enix, it could fuck up Dragon Quest, to be quite honest, and I love Dragon Quest. So you zoom on that. That way, don't you know. But anyways, I'm just doing something. Moving on. Um, yeah, basically, if there was a game from Square Enix that's not Dragon Quest or any side games that's not Final, if it's not a Final Fantasy game, then you should get it. But if it's a Final Fantasy game or a Kingdom Hearts game, don't get it. The only time I will recommend getting a classic Kingdom Hearts game in a Final Fantasy game, that's really it. Get the classic ones. Don't get the modern Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts games. Don't get that. You can go back and play the old ones. Go ahead. And you know how they always remaster, Final Fantasy 9 and 8 and shit like that? Get those too. To tell Square Enix, hey motherfucker, we want this shit. Okay? It's that Crisis Core, Final Fantasy, instead of getting Crisis Core, Final Fantasy 7 Remake, Reunion, whatever you want to fucking goddamn call it. I don't give a fuck. That shit's terrible. You change the voice acting and then the gameplay. They both look like shit. The gameplay looks like shit. And if you complain about the gameplay from the original, guess what? You don't know how to play the original game. Yep, I said it. I said it. I said it. I said it. And you can't fucking stand there and play fucking Dragon Quest, you fucking piece of shit. Seriously. For people that are like you, get off this channel. Get off. I don't care for you. I really don't. I really don't care for your opinion. I don't. I really can give a shit about your opinion with that crap. Because I don't take you seriously. I don't take you seriously. So why the fuck should I listen to you? Seriously. So, Square Enix, we all know how they are. I'm not even going to talk about what they're doing with Final Fantasy and everything like that. We all know. We all see it. But we all need to say this. We don't have to buy Square Enix's shit, okay? Literally, if you guys want them to make good shit, stop buying their bad shit. Stop buying Final Fantasy VII Reunion. Stop buying Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2, which shouldn't be a Part 2 to begin with, to be quite honest with you. But all of you motherfuckers want to suck the cock of Square Enix. That's all you want to do. That's exactly what you want to do. Give me the reason. Give me a fucking goddamn reason why you're not playing the original Final Fantasy VII. Give me the reason why you're playing the fucking goddamn remake. And those are for the people too that never played the original. If you never played the original and you're playing the remake and you think it's better, you never played the original. So how will you know it's better? You idiot. For crying out loud, man. Seriously. Seriously. I know I've said this before, like it depends how, sometimes the video won't say as much as about the game. But to be honest, guys, now games nowadays show everything about a game. It's all flashy and shit like that. I don't want my Kingdom Hearts game. I mean, I don't want my Final Fantasy games to be flashy. I don't care for that shit. Look at the original gameplay for Crisis Core, and then look at the reunion one. Why is Zack going like choo, 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 choo? He's supposed to go like ha, ha, ha. What, you hate that type of gameplay? Well, guess what? It's supposed to be like that because it's paying homage to turn-based RPG, you fucking idiot. Shit. And I don't want to talk about the haters for this game. I don't want to talk about the haters for this game. Oh, they contradict Final Fantasy VII and shit like that. Oh, boo-hoo. Cry me a river. No, seriously. Cry me a river. Okay? You precious Final Fantasy VII got retconned from another prequel? Well, too fucking goddamn bad. Too fucking bad. Too fucking bad. Too fucking bad. Your precious Final Fantasy 7 got fucked up. Too bad. Too bad. Too fucking bad. Too fucking goddamn bad. And don't tell me that Cloud wasn't Zack. Of course he was. Cloud was literally. Oh, the thing is, you guys even know this if you play the original. You know Cloud wasn't himself. So why the fuck would you complain that Cloud got the personality of Zack? Why would you complain about that when you fully knew that that wasn't Cloud that was taking his personality? They even showed you in the cutscene of a video game killing Zack, and then Cloud was holding his weapon and he's crying and shit like that. There's no dialogue or anything like that. It's just visual. And it's great. But yet, you don't want a prequel to that guy's story, right? You don't want a prequel to that guy's story, right? Because it ruins Cloud for you. Cloud wasn't Cloud in Final Fantasy VII. So what's this Cloud you're talking about? We don't know Cloud. What the fuck's wrong with you? We don't know Cloud until eventually he starts getting over him looking at Zack and being like, oh, I'm Zack. No, you're not. Do you guys realize what trauma does? Or you guys just never witnessed trauma because, you know, you like to live in a suburban white neighborhood? Oh, what does that have to do with it? Because apparently people around here that live in the suburbs act like they can't get any of these bad shit happens to them. But, you know, if you live in the ghetto, oh, you deserve it because you live there. But, you know, if a serial killer is in the suburbs, oh, how could this happen in my area? Oh. See, that's the type of shit I'm talking about. That's the type of shit I'm talking about. All right? And those people like that, they're going to drop off dead eventually anyways. All right? Because the planet doesn't want them anymore anyways. Seriously. And companies like Square Enix too, the planet doesn't want them either. All right? If you don't know in a spiritual enlightenment way what's going to happen, then all your favorite companies are going to fucking go over. That's why when I look at Square Enix, I'm just like, go ahead, keep doing shit, because you're going to fucking get demise. Your whole company and your whole fucking people that live in that company are going to get fucked over. Okay? Because you guys are not supposed to be, one, not part of this planet, and two, fucking over your fan base. Also, you're also fucking over carbon people. You racist fucks. And half of those fucking video games that we play, like Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy, you took the tablets and look at those tablets and make games of them. Let me tell you this, something, guys. Why are they remaking and republishing the whole shit all over again? Why are they not making new games? Why are they not making new movies? It's because, guys, it's over. You know how you always complain, why are we getting the remakes and all that shit? It's because it's done. There's no creativity anymore. And you guys know this shit. Meaning that these people that have been making these movies that you love and shit like that, they never were creative to begin with. They're just using old tablets from ancient times to repeat the same fucking story over and over again, just with different characters. And then you start noticing it, and then you'll be like, oh, there's different versions of this type of movie style, which is great, you know, which is fine. I don't care about that. But when you remake it and then butcher it because you're not creative, you're showing your true colors, these people are not creative. They never have been. They never have been and never will be. Stop acting like people from Square Enix are creative. They're not. They never have been. They never have been. Okay? The creator of Final Fantasy, he knew that he wasn't that good with it. So you know what he did? He looked at the old tablets. All right? All these white folks, all these Asians, all these people that are not part of the fucking goddamn planet, searched everything about the carbon people, about the Afro people. And then they spin it and make it into video games and movies. Don't joke with me on this. This is fucking real. And if you think this is bullshit, well, motherfucker, you're fucking naive. I don't have to deal with your naive stupidness. Don't come to this channel if you're suspecting. Don't come to this channel if you're suspecting, you know, dumbed down quality language, basically. Seriously. Because I'm not going to fucking shut up about the truth if I can speak it. Seriously. And it's not my fault that you haven't researched it and looked this shit up. Because there's a lot of white people around here that know the truth, but they don't tell you. And they don't tell me. Especially me, my kind. Okay? But they will tell you in these video games like Final Fantasy. Why do you think the Final Fantasy VII Remake people hated it? because the original was fine. It was telling a good story. They butchered it with the remake because there's nothing. They can't do anything with the remake anymore. I mean, they can't do anything with the original story anymore. So they force to make a sequel to a tablet that exists that doesn't have a sequel to the tablets. Get it? Why do you think people hate this shit? Because subconsciously, you guys know. You might not know once you wake up, but in your subconscious, it's like subconscious racism. Some people don't realize that they're racist, but they subconsciously still do it. You know? And that is a thing. Some people forget about that shit. Seriously. Like the whole thing with the Little Mermaid and stuff like that. Yeah, that's racism. It is. You guys are complaining about a black Little Mermaid or a black fucking Superman. You guys are racist. You guys are fucking racist. You're fucking racist. Stop thinking that a white man can be better than everyone else. I'm dead serious. Stop thinking that a white Superman is better than a black Superman. Stop thinking that, you racist fuck. All right? I guarantee you this. A black Superman is better than a white Superman because he's the original. Don't tell me that's racist. Are you fucking kidding me? You see the blackness that's in the sky? You see that blackness that's in the sky? That dark matter that's in the sky at night? It manifested itself into a man and a woman that is carbon, that is what we call black and Afro-Hispanic. That's the science that these motherfuckers don't want to tell you. But you will put it in your video games, though. And then you think it's all fantasy and fake. You want to laugh at it. Because you can't comprehend it. That's how stupid you are. That's how unintelligent you are. Okay? Seriously. Don't buy any of these new modern Square Enix games because they're not telling you shit. They're not telling you shit. They're not telling you shit anything that you already know. Besides, you should meditate anyways to know thyself. You could do all those moves that you see in Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest anyways. And I'm talking to my carbon folk. I'm not talking to my white folks. My white folks can't even fucking do that shit. Seriously, you white folks can't do that. You wish you can, but you can't. You never could. That's why you hate us. Seriously. It is not hate speech because you literally hate us. How can I say I'm hating? How can you say I'm a hate speecher, but yet you have your own kind killing us, raping us, and murdering us, and hanging us from a tree? Yeah, I'm the bad one, right? I'm the bad one for pointing your bullshit out, pointing out your bullshit history. Seriously, that's the shit that I'm tired with fucking people too. And those are the type of people that are not going to be here on this planet for that long, anyways. They're not. The government knows it, and I don't have to talk deep about that because you guys should know. If you don't know, well then, too bad for you, motherfucker. You're going to be naive for the rest of your fucking life. You wasted your brain. Seriously. That's what these video game developers have done. They wasted their brain. Have you ever heard that wasting your mind is a bad? What do you do every day? Do you learn things every day? Or do you just not learn anything at all every day? That's the thing. Some people come here and be like, not to this channel, but some people might say that, oh, but if you're learning something every day, that means you didn't learn nothing at all. I'm like, what are you talking about? I just told you the information about this planet. You never knew that. Stop acting like you knew that. Something you want to tell me? So if you did knew that, how come you didn't tell none of all your own kind, but also my kind? See, that's the shit that I'm talking about. Don't say that I'm twisting, turning it if you knew and you didn't tell nobody. Because I know my own people, if my own people found out who they would have told everybody. Like I did. We made the pyramids. We flew and everything like that. But you guys would never believe that shit. We're too fucking bad anyways. We're in that timeline that eventually it's going to be right in your fucking goddamn face. And it's going to kill you because it's so traumatizing to you somehow that it's going to fucking destroy you. You know? And it's not our fault. It's not my fault. It's your fault for being ignorant. All right? Ignorancy kills. All right. And this is how these video game developers are. They want to be ignorant to the fan base. You want to be ignorant to their hardcore fans. And look what's happening to them. Look what's happening to Square Enix. Look what's happening to other companies like Square Enix. People are already pointing out, like I've said before, make your own video games, make your own shit. And guess what? People are doing that. People are tired of the bullshit, Square Enix. People don't want your shitty fucking products. People don't want your crap. And this goes for any video game company and any person that's making movies or video games or any product. If it's shit and no one doesn't like your shit, we're not going to give you crap. Okay? Seriously. For example, look at the Pinocchio movie. Now, I thought it was fine. Could have been better? Yes. Could have been way worse? Yes. But everyone was already tired of the remake stuff, so Pinocchio basically broke the camel's back. Even though, like I always say before, the camel's back didn't broke for you when they remade Aladdin and Lion King, but the camel broke once they remade Pinocchio, though, right? You know what? How about this? The camel's back broke when they started when they said they're going to remake Little Mermaid, and they put Little Mermaid into a black sister, into a color sister. That's when you got tired of it, huh? I bet you anything that's what it is. I bet you anything. You got tired of these Disney remakes because all of a sudden now they're going to remake The Little Mermaid with a dark carbon person. But if it was a white person, you want to complain. I guarantee you that's what it is. I guarantee you. Because you guys didn't complain about The Lion King or the fucking little... You guys didn't complain about The Lion King, Aladdin, or The Beauty and the Beast, which is way better than Aladdin and Lion King. I'm talking about the animated version. But you guys look at these live action Disney movies and you guys didn't say shit. But Pinocchio breaks the back for you? See, this is why I can't take you seriously. I can't take you guys seriously. You guys talk so much shit about these remakes. Then you praise fucking Lion King and praise fucking Aladdin and praise Beauty and the Beast. But then you look at Pinocchio and you fucking destroy it. And then when I see it, it's not even the worst one. Lion King and Aladdin are the worst live action remakes. Pinocchio is just basically being like, yeah, it's shit because you guys just love the shit. You do. You just love the shit. How much you want to bet if Pinocchio didn't smell the shit that was in that movie, you guys would have loved it. Guarantee you. Guarantee you. Guarantee you. And if Tom Hanks wasn't with it either, I guarantee you guys would have loved it. Guarantee you. Guarantee you. You guys would have loved it if it wasn't with that shit scene and also with Tom Hanks. Take those two scenes out, replace Tom Hanks, guarantee you guys will love it. Because that's how naive and stupid you are. I know how people are, and I'm not a people person, but I know how they think. You change a few things and automatically they love it. And it's small. Sometimes it's so small, you'd be like, why the fuck did they complain about it to begin with? God. Seriously, man. That's why I have a problem with fucking with people. And that's why I have a problem with these fucking video game developers too, catering to these stupid motherfuckers. Stop catering to these stupid motherfuckers that don't give a shit about you. But you know what? Go ahead. Because that's what's killing your company. That's what's killing your company. Some YouTuber said that, hey, if you're not a fan of what they're doing in Final Fantasy or Kingdom Hearts, don't buy it. And I agree. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. You know, if it's free on the PlayStation Plus, you know what? Do what you want. Do you want what you want? Look at the the Rhythm Kingdom Hearts game. I didn't buy it, but it's free on the PSN, and I downloaded it and I barely played it. I played it like once, and I might just delete it because I could just probably look at the story online and that's it. Because it's not a full story of Kingdom Hearts. It's just a fucking side shit. I'm not talking about like the side games. It's just something. It's not even a side game. It's a rhythm game that has a cutscene at the end that's part of the story. That's it. And I didn't even play the game. And I know that shit because of the internet. Thank goodness for that. Seriously. Because if the internet wasn't... Look. If the internet was like this back in the 90s, I guarantee you some of the video games that we know and love today, people wouldn't buy them. People wouldn't buy them. People wouldn't buy them. which is probably a good and a bad thing. You know, it depends what game it is. But at the same time, it's still not that bad when you really think about it. Because there was still a lot of shit games out there back in the 90s and 80s. You guys know? How many bad NES games were there? You guys know? Wouldn't it be great if the internet was more like this around that 80s at the time, and then you guys would have known about it, you know? And then you probably would have spent your money somewhere else. This is why you think this is why some of these video game developers and these in these Hollywood studios hate the internet. They hate. All right, sorry about that. They hate the internet. They hate it. The reason they hate the internet is because now they can't do anything. They can't do anything. Look at the stuff that happened with Sonic. And anyone that complain about, oh no, let that design let it be, go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Okay? Ever since that whole Sonic fiasco, these developers and these movie developers have been fucking terrified of us. As they should. They should be scared of us. They should be scared of us. We're the consumer, motherfucker. And now the consumers want to make products. Because we're not buying your shit. We don't care for your shit. We rather make something that's probably cheesy but fun and lazy than something that's outright soulless. And the reason I mention lazy is because, you know, you don't have much of a budget. So people would look at that as lazy. You know, if you're filming outside, you know, for you and your friends, it's fine, you know, and for YouTubers, it's fine. But for other people, they think that's lazy. Like, for example, Big Jack Films, some of his YouTube stuff is great. But I guarantee you, some other people in Hollywood and video game designers too will look at that and be like, that's shit. Why does everyone subscribe to this motherfucker? I'm not a huge fan of Jack Films and all that stuff, but I watched some of his videos and I enjoyed them. But still, it's like that. You know? Stuff like that you got to pay attention to because you know that these motherfuckers are not gonna give anyone their time of day. So why should we give their time of day? For kind of loud, they're trying to sell us a product. So why the fuck should we give our time of day? So Square Enix, I'll say this right now. If you're making any modern games, you better think. You better think of how you're going to make this shit. Of how you're going to make this. Because if you make it soulless and careless, guess what? No one's not going to buy it. No one's not going to care for it. That new Harvest game that came out looks good and it looks fun. But guess what? People are fucking despising it mainly because since Square Enix doesn't want to offend anybody, guess what? Your gender, whatever gender you pick, say if I pick a guy, he would still look like a chick. Because, it's offensive to have a masculine man or a feminine woman. Because we can't have that anymore. And I'm also hearing that they reduced Tifa's tits also in the reunion. You see, guys? This happened in 2019, and all of you guys, it wasn't all of you, but it was a lot of you guys that were like, oh no, you just say this because you just want to see Tifa's big breasts. I'm like, she's naturally big breasts. Stop defending what Square Enix is doing. But guess what they did? Look at that. You defended what Square Enix has done, and look what they did to Tifa in your union. And now all of you guys are pissed. All of you guys are pissed. That's your fault. That is your fault. That's your fault. You're the one that looked at Tifa's remake design and said it was okay. It's not okay. It's not. She should have longer legs and bigger bosoms. I'm sorry, that's just the way she is. That's how she was originally. For crying out loud. She's like that in Final Fantasy 2. I mean, Kingdom Hearts 2. So she's fine in Kingdom. In a Disney game, we can make her big breasts, but in a mature teen game, no, we need to downgrade her breasts. You see the shit that I'm talking about here? It's okay to downgrade it for teens and adults, but when you want to sexualize your children, kids, it's fine. You don't think Square Enix doesn't do that shit? For crying out loud, they work for Disney, man. Don't fuck with me with this shit. Okay? You guys need to pay attention. You guys need to think. Many people are now looking at the old Pinocchio movie and be like, holy shit, that was about sex trafficking. Yes, it is. And I'm not the only one that's seeing it now. People are even questioning what was Disney going through around that 40s. And I'm like, now you guys are thinking it took you literally at the end of the lifespan for these Caucasian people and everyone that's not natural to this planet. It took you that long to realize that. It's almost like saying, oh, the Caucasian race and anyone that's not part of nature is going to get destroyed. Now we need to be, one-on-one with the colored people and respect them. No. You're going to do it at the last minute after you just killed us, raped us, and slaughtered us? No, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. You don't talk shit and kill the indigenous people on this planet and then all of a sudden be buddy-buddy to them in the last minute. You don't do that shit. You don't do that shit. And the planet knows it. You think there's not higher beings that look at you and be like, you're a fucking pathetic piece of shit. That's why we're going to take you out. There it is. There's ancestors and family members that are up there that are looking at people that are not part of nature. They're looking at you and saying that you're a piece of shit. You're not supposed to be here. And that's mostly a lot of Japanese developers because they're not part of nature. Have you ever seen a carbon Japanese developer make a game? They're all carbon Japanese folks in Japan. You just don't hear about it because they get such shit on and they get killed. Seriously, man. They might be called Asians, but they're not really Asians. Because if they were Asians, they won't be getting killed. Just like if we were all equal, colored people would not be getting killed and slaughtered. Okay? Seriously. Explain that, FBI. Explain that. But you don't want to explain it because you're a little bitch. Seriously. That's what FBI stands for. Seriously, man. So, just know that Square Enix is they're not going to change. And if they do change, it's probably going to be in the last minute, man. And at that point, would you care? I don't. Look at the shit with WWE with Roman Reigns. I don't care about that shit. Rock versus Roman Reigns. Wow. Oh, I can't wait. No, I can't. Fuck you. Like, I give a shit. I don't give a shit. If Rock or Roman Reigns croaks in the ring, well, you know what? Too fucking bad. They should never wrestled. Fun note, too. Before I close this off, how long will Roman Reigns be there until his cancer comes back? Because Roman Reigns is an orc. He's not like The Rock. The Rock is a hybrid. The Rock he's a brother, but he's also an orc. His mama is an orc, and his daddy is a brother. But he wants to be more of the orc side than his daddy side. Have you noticed that? He wants to be more white than Corbin. That's what The Rock is. And you're supposed to respect him for that shit? Fuck him. He betrayed his own kind. Fuck him. You know what he is? He's nothing but a fucking, sellout nigga. That's what he is. That's what he is. And I'm allowed to say nigga because I am Corbin too. All right? I'm so-called Afro-Hispanic. I could say that shit. Seriously. No, what did we call them back then? We called them, let's see, what was that Jay-Z video? Light nigga, dark nigga, fool nigga, rich nigga. Still nigga. That's right. That's why I look at you, Rock, and I'm like, so you do all of this stuff, terrible things, but at the end of the day, if you try to speak up for you and your people, guess what? They're just going to turn you away because that's what you are. You are still a nigga. Because when you go to sleep, you still a nigga, motherfucker. Seriously. I bet your mama still looks at you like that and he's like, he might be my child, but he's still a nigga. Guarantee you. Guarantee you. Guarantee you. All right? Seriously. Let me point this out too. How come no one in Japan that's color that lives in Japan, because they're all color people that live in Japan, how come they don't work for Square Enix? Or maybe they do and you just don't know. How come they don't go up the ranks, man? You guys gotta think about this shit. You guys gonna be in a company. If you're in a company, do you suspect to stay in the same position or do you expect to grow? If you don't grow, then get the fuck out of there. You're not learning. You're not growing. You're not improving. Come on, man. Come on. It's the same thing if you have a mundane job too. If I'm not walking up in the ranks or if I'm not getting better money, then motherfucker, I'm out of here. Bye. I don't care about all of you guys. Why should I give a fuck? And then it's going to be like WWE. Well, he took his ball and went home. No, you just dropped it because you didn't give a shit. So I dropped it too. Why should I give a shit if you don't give a shit? Call a spade a spade. You want me to give a shit about something that you don't give a shit about. So why should I bust my ass? Why should I try hard and still don't get nothing, the recognition that I deserve, because you still don't give a shit, because you still look at me as a nigga? That's why we don't have in wrestling any fucking high superstars at all. Corbin that should be champion. At this point in wrestling, we should have all color people that as champion. And all these white folks should be fucking crawling and scratching trying to get it. I'm dead serious. Because that's how it should be. It's always been that way. But now it's reversed. We have to scratch and claw to get what we want. Because all of a sudden, back in the fucking, 60s and shit, we want it to be equal. The fuck is that crap? Seriously. We're not equal. If they're killing us, then we're not equal. The fuck you talking about, man? Seriously. Going back to these video game stuff, if they keep making terrible video games and spitting us in our face, we're not equal to these video game designers, man. We're not equal to these directors. So why should we give a fuck? That's what I'm trying to point out. That's what I'm trying to convey. And if you don't fucking get that shit, then too fucking goddamn bad. You're a fucking idiot and you deserve to fucking goddamn be an idiot. You deserve to get your ass kicked. You know what happens in nature when an animal is dumb? They die off. They die off. And they don't come back. Because they stop. Because they don't reproduce anymore. Because no one doesn't want to reproduce to them. Because they're dumbasses. Do you want to reproduce with a smart person? Or do you want to reproduce with a dumb fucking person? Which one is it? Which one is it? Which one is it? Because I guarantee you some of these people around here that are not Corbin are definitely fucking goddamn dumb and unintelligent. They are. They are. Some of them are smart, yes, but they can't reach the higher level of smartness that we can. Why? It's because we're natural to the cosmos. They're not natural to the cosmos. They were made differently. They're not made with Corbin. If you were made from carbon, you are part of this planet and you're part of nature and you will live forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever, as long as you don't mate with certain people that you can't mate with, because at that point, your ancestors don't come back. You have a hybrid, like The Rock. The Rock is a hybrid. His daddy should have thought about that. Now his ancestors can't come here. He blocked that shit. Don't you see the fucking? Don't you see don't you see that shit? Don't you see the war technically that we are at? Don't say not we're not in war. We've been in war. We've been in war since the fucking 1400s, and we're still at war. You don't think that we're not? Because these motherfuckers act they are. These fucking big fucking people that are in the government and shit like that. Come on, man. They think that. They literally think that. They don't want carbon people to go back to what they were, but we're going back to that anyways. But and the reason I mentioned that here in this video is because video game stuff is going back to what it used to be. All right, good shit. But I guarantee you this: none of these video game designers won't be around anymore. There'll be new people that are making their own shit, literally just by manifesting it, just by thinking about it. And it's already happening to them right now, just by a daily life routine, just daily life shit. Okay, so that's really it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And you might think I got on a tangent here, but really it all goes to this shit. Okay? It does. It all goes to this shit. And if you don't know it, then what do you want me to tell you? I don't want. Should I tell you you're stupid? Should I tell you you're naive? To the people that are color, if you want to know more, guess what? Meditate. Meditate. That's how you learn more. That's how you expand your mind more too. Look, for your Caucasian folks, for your unnatural folks, you can expand your mind too. But the thing is, you have a limit. You can't take the vibration, because the more you meditate, eventually you will combust because you can't take the heat. That's why you have to eat meat. You can't eat vegetation. It will kill you. Guarantee you. Try to go vegan. I guarantee you. Try to go vegan. Oh, but Daniel Bryan went vegan. Yeah. And he looks like he's dying. It looks like a zombie. Seriously, man. He looks more whiter than Sheamus. Remember when Sheamus came? That motherfucker, you know he can't take the sun. Seriously, man. Seriously. But that's another story for another day. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, guys. I know I got on a tangent there, but it still needs. It has to be said. It does. It has to be said. These video game designers like Square Enix, they don't deserve our time or day. They don't care for us anyways. So why the fuck should we care for them? Why should the fuck should we buy their games? Don't buy their modern games anymore, guys. Don't buy modern Square Enix games. Don't buy them. All right? Don't buy modern Square Enix games. They're not worth it. They're the waste of your money. And if you think it is good, if there even is a slightness of goodness, there's something there that would take it away. Again, if it's not Kingdom Hearts, if it's not Final Fantasy, then okay, get it, fine. But if it is Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy, don't get it. Don't get it at all. Especially if it's a Final Fantasy game that is new. If it's old, like Crisis, the thing is, they could have just released Crisis Core, the PSP version, but no, they decided to just remaster it and fuck it up with voice acting and the gameplay. But they didn't do that with the remasters of Final Fantasy 8 and 9. You know why? Because they knew they would have got the shit beat out of them. That's why I know that if Dragon Quest becomes an action RPG, guess what? Guess what? All those people that love Dragon Quest are going to literally leave. All right? And Square Enix is going to have their building burned in Japan. Because going back, Dragon Quest is a phenomenon over there. And if you try to make... The thing is, Dragon Quest 9 was almost action RPG, and people freaked out, and they changed it. So what makes you think that if they did make it into action RPG, you don't think they'll get the backlash that they deserve? No one doesn't give a fuck about the action RPG shit. You know why? It's because people have noticed that Square Enix doesn't do anything with it. There's other games that are action RPG that have done better and have evolved, and Square Enix is just stuck there, not knowing what to do. And they're copying. And if they don't copy, they do something to change it, and they make it worse. Because they don't understand the system that they're working with. They'll be like, oh, okay, that worked, so this can work here. No. Just because that worked in that game doesn't mean it will work in your game. You don't know how it worked in that game, dude. Did you play it? No. Then how would you know? You're working in video games all the time. So how would you fucking goddamn know how that game works if you're fucking making your own game? You dumb fuck. God. That's the type of shit I'm talking about. Don't buy modern Square Enix games. It's not worth it. It is not. It's not fucking worth it. Not. It's not. At that point, look, just buy side, just buy, what is it? The side games that are getting remastered, like Final Fantasy 8 and all that, and 9, and was it in the new Dragon Quest games? Because they will be good, obviously. But once they announce them being action based, don't get them. Don't get them. Don't get them. Because they're not gonna have the heart, and they're not gonna have the fucking the love that it deserves. It's not. Because Square Enix is just going to pay attention to the gameplay and make it shit, and then secondary of the fucking story. What story? Oh no, okay. Let's have a quick story here. A person goes on an adventure, and there's a evil sorcerer, and we need to stop him. No, that's it. That's like almost every Final Fantasy and every Dragon Quest. But yet, some of them have done it good. But I guarantee you, when Square Enix does that in a modern setting, it's shit. Final Fantasy 16 is going to be shit. We all know it. We all know it's going to be shit. And then going back, you're going to remake Final Fantasy 9. In what way? Final Fantasy 9 is a love letter to classic Final Fantasy. So if you make that shit action RPG, you literally don't know what Final Fantasy 9 is. You never knew. And I've talked to some people about this shit, and they're like, yeah, they should make an action RPG. I should smack the shit off of you. You telling me that Final Fantasy 9 Remake should be action RPG tells me that you don't know about Final Fantasy 9, and you don't know the respect about Final Fantasy 9, and you don't give a fuck about Final Fantasy. Stop acting like you do. You don't. Because you would have had Final Fantasy 9 literally be originally what it was. Just a little bit faster gameplay like you did in the remaster version. So fuck Square Enix, man. Fuck them. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? If their building burns and all of them die in it tomorrow, well, they should never been in there. They should never walked up. They should never walked up that day and went to work. That's their fault. Oh, no one could have predicted. Oh, shut the fuck up. Yes, they could. Yes, they fucking could. All right, seriously. You could predict things before they happen, okay? Seriously. If people could predict a war that's going to happen before it happens, we can predict this. Don't fucking play around. Seriously. Seriously. All right? Because there's people out there that'll be like, well, this happened this year, this happened that year, so this makes sense if it is going to happen with a war. Okay, but when I point this out, you're not going to make sense of it either. You're not going to be like, oh, no, you're looking at it too deeply. But yet, when it comes to war, you want to look into it. Why? Because you're a fucking war misogynist piece of shit that can't fucking live without war. It's like that Samuel Jackson character in fucking Skull Island. And even Square Enix doesn't know what war is. You put war in Final Fantasy 7, and how's Final Fantasy fucking 16 going to be? Do you understand the hardships of war, Square Enix? Do you? This is a company that talked about it in Final Fantasy 6, 4, and 5, and other Final Fantasy games. But apparently they just forgot. No, they didn't forget. They just stopped giving a fuck. They stopped giving a fuck. So I did too. Square Enix, if you stop giving a fuck, guess what? I do too. And many of you should also.